and welcome to DOTcast number 4 now. Deary me, that's gone quickly. 4. I am Robbie. We have Callum Thomas.
G'day, mate.
Rhys Dobbin.
Hello.
Hi, Hamish Finlayson.
What's happening?
And Gregor Stobie.
Hello.
I'll go back to my normal voice for that. How we doing, chaps? Been a whole week since we were here last.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything of note that's been going on other than doing the exact same thing every day?
It's been cold and snowing a lot.
I did
very
look out
cold.
the window today as I was sitting here and thought, this time I actually do feel sorry for Hamish being out in that.
It sucks.
Rhys, you've got some... In fact, you're the only person I think who does have exciting news.
Yes. We have a dog on the way.
Come on.
Yes, exciting.
Jingle.
A little friend for Cora.
Woof, woof.
Yeah.
Yes, a little dash in. We've already called her Luna, but still like 6 or 7 weeks till we get her. But
Luna
not
the
looking forward to the
sausage.
drive though. It's like, where is it? It's in like Troon or something like that. I've not driven that long and that far in like, well, over a year, innit? So, no,
Surely
very
essential
excited.
travel.
Yes. Don't tell Nicola.
Shirley Nicola. we're on the Shirleys already.
Surely's already, man.
Yeah, very excited to have another dot dog in the family.
2 studio dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time we were in the studio, Gregor just announced he was bringing his dog along, which I was quite sceptical. But she was very cute, to be fair.
You're only
Just sticking to
sceptical
tunes.
because you're a cat man.
I am a cat man. So is
You
Hamish.
gotta watch for the cat men.
Hey, I'm both.
The cat burglars.
Cal, had a busy week? Done anything?
I was just actually racking my brains when you said, what have we been up to this week? And I don't know.
Your record player arrived. Your most recent
yeah.
drunken purchase.
I got a record player. I forgot that I'd been given some, Christmas birthday money and I had a wee Argos voucher. And I just remembered when I was half cut the other night. And I was like, there we go. That's what I was meant to do, buy a record player. So got that, set it all up. Had to move the TV out of my room, which felt very grown up, It's vinyl only in this room, baby. Sorry.
It's become quite a conversation every morning. You're like, right, who's bought what now when they're steaming?
Yeah.
Well,
This
right,
whole
phone,
lockdown pattern
keys,
does that to a man.
Google confirmation emails. Right, we're all good. What about you, Gregor? It seems every weekend, Gregor, you find a different snowy hill to walk on.
Yeah, so we've been doing the bends.
I bet you have.
Mind you, this one we did. I'm not telling you what one because maybe that would blow my cover to Nicola. But we did one, got halfway up, saw people coming the other way down with ice boots on, and went, I think we'll go back down. Actually,
Jesus
I think the full gear. For fuck's sake,
The Doc Martens not getting enough grip up the
Nah.
hills.
Surely
weren't.
vintage Doc's not cutting it, man.
they weren't.
Right, Rhys Dobbin is reigning champion of Drink of the Week, which has become a thing that I've become just as excited about the pod as I am for this competition. Took a
Yes.
special trip to Aldi today, just to look out my favourites. But Dobbin, you've been hiding a can excitedly.
Shall
as
we,
we've been setting this
yes.
up.
Before we move anywhere, shall we hit the drink of the week jingle?
Jingle-o.
Yes.
I've been hearing some vicious rumours. You want to buy a movie, boy?
That's a great question, Nick. Thank you.
My name's Garrett.
Hey man, what you been drinking?
I can't believe they're gonna talk about that.
Oh, drink of the week.
Drink of the week. Cannot believe I forgot about the jingle.
It's a bit
Right, Dobbin, what are we on this week?
Okay, I've conveniently just finished a can of Red Stripe, which would not be very exciting at all. But I need to look. I don't even know what this is called, to be honest. I've seen it in Asda. It looked really nice. Off tempo tropical IPA. Sorry, I'm spilling it everywhere. Don't know, take a look at that.
Beautiful.
Oh,
That
a
was
very
smooth, wasn't it?
retro
off
can.
Yeah.
tempo.
Very nice. I've just had a sip. It tastes very good.
Okay,
Happy
Gregor
days.
Stobie. We've gone
I'm
Cobra,
on
we've
the-
gone west end of Glasgow, man.
Out to Cali.
Oh, that's a belter. That's a belter there, can't.
The Tiny Rebel was what they call me at the weekend. Cali Pale Ale is really, really, really nice. It's like they do I was just informed they do a strawberry and cream IPA.
Do. Shout out to Colin at the beer merchants. He's stocked right up on the Tiny Rebel. Yeah,
We are once again sponsored by the Craft Beer Merchant.
indeed. All the Tiny Rebels you want. Grab them.
Very good. Hamish, you found out just before this that you're actually off tomorrow, so you've got quite a wide array.
I have, and it's quite funny because I just cracked open the bottle I was going to use for drink of the week, and it's stinking of hash for some reason.
What?
You know, sometimes
Loaves of
like,
hash.
sometimes like I also find like Heineken kind of smells like
I
grass.
know exactly what you mean.
It's
yeah.
meant
I just
to be-
cracked this bottle and it's fucking humming.
Heineken's meant to be either grass or bananas that people smell.
I can
Bananas.
definitely smell Kush when I open a Heineken for sure. Like.
That
I
is dark,
have-
bro.
I have went for a Munich lager, and I'm not going to insult anyone by pronouncing it because I'm shit at pronouncing
Go on,
even English
I dare
words.
you.
So
Give it a go.
that's there.
Polaner.
Paul Anner.
Polana.
yeah.
I mean, you can.
That-
It
that's a
says
lot.
hell on the bottle, so that's a good indication. It might be quite good. But yeah, that's my.
That's tasty stuff.
And
Tasty
Cal, you requested going last in case you had to break the emergency glass and bring something out. But
Tasty
what is your
hash
drink
tea.
of the week?
Thought I might be bringing a single malt to the table just to try and trump it, but I'm gonna leave that aside. And I've gone, as you know, I'm an Edinburgh man. You'll probably find me canvassing political parties down in Holyrood. Quite going through the Stewart's Brewing Holyrood Pale Ale with a lovely little design there.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful beer. Beautiful beer
That
for
is
beautiful
a good beer. I am this week on the Williams Brothers Rubus Grapefruit IPA. From Alabama.
Oh,
One of my
We-
favourite.
Tasty that.
It is an incredibly
Beautiful.
nice beer. But just because he's managed to up his game so much in 2 weeks, this week's drink of the week is. I was almost not going to say your name because I could see you smiling, but it is Gregor Stobie. Well
thank you very much.
Yeah.
To Cali.
done. Surely, Callie.
Tiny Rebel,
so-
that's me at the weekend.
That won it. This week, boys, we are talking about school. Jingle O.
Subject time, a weekly topic that we will talk about. Subject time, discussing things that nobody cares about. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think these are ever going to get old. So yeah, school seems like an absolute lifetime ago. It was for me, maybe not so much the younger people of the band. I think we've kind of touched on this before, but me, Gregor, Hamish, and Callum all went to the same school in Dunfermline High. No, in Dunfermline. And then Reese,
You went to the dark side there.
That's the fucking old age, mate. That's you forgetting shit.
That is. It's the grey hair. But Reese, you were Dunfermline High, which was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Dunfermline High. Yeah, I don't know why I hesitated there. Yes, it was.
Maybe that shows how well Reese did at school.
do you know what? Before we move on to anything else, your mum transcribed all my exams, Callum. I think we spoke about that before.
I think she did, yeah.
Yeah.
She said it was absolutely shocking.
She used to
Right,
come
that's a bit
home
mean.
and they'd all giggle at you at the dinner table.
Can't believe you wrote that, bastard.
I was thinking about this, and obviously, in Dunfermline, Queen Anne and Dunfermline High were quite close to each other, and they were always kind of seen as rivals, which there was no need for them to be rivals at all. Everybody was kind of friends with the others. But did any of you remember the big fights that used to happen, kind of early years?
I remember they always used to be everyone's gonna fight outside McDonald's, and everybody would walk down into the town centre, and everyone would just kind of walk about the town being like, where's it gonna happen? It was the classic thing, when somebody in school would just go, fight, And there wouldn't actually be a fight, but they just run you around the whole campus of the school, and everyone would be like,
It was like nothing else. Just like everybody wanted to see one punch thrown. And that was brilliant. What a lunch.
Wasn't there someone in your year, Robbie, that got? I'm sure they went up to home ec and grabbed like a rolling pin, and that was one of the only like visions I've had in my head. That's like everyone just walking behind this guy as he's like charging down the main strip with a rolling pin in his hand.
And see, that could be the truth, but the way that I remember a story just like that is that word spread that Dunfermline High were coming up because somebody was wanting to fight somebody at Queen Anne. So word got about school. So come lunch, there was like the entrance to the school, and like everybody's kind of standing there, and then you see these crowd of like maybe 30 Dunfermline High people coming up, and then this guy just wanders past in a Queen Anne tie, and I thought he was holding a plank. It could have been a rolling pin, and he's like, right, somebody's wanting a fight, are they? And then you just saw them just get grabbed by one of the deputy heads. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like that perfect like balance of I'm a big hard man and oh no, I'm still at school. I'm sorry. So yeah, obviously 4 of us went to the same school, but we didn't all know each other kind of that well. So like we went in, or I wasn't in anybody's classes or anything like that. There was obviously a lot of kind of characters. There's a lot of stereotypical teachers, I think, growing up. But like I wondered if anybody had any like memories that stood out or anything like that.
I mean, when it came to like teachers that made like a sort of an impact or any sort of like that make you remember them, and I guess Gregor, well, all of us saw it apart from Reese, didn't go to Queen Anne, but I always thought that Mr. Livingston, who was not when we were at school, but he was a music teacher, but he was the head after we left. And he was the one that kind of encouraged and sort of like if you took an interest in music, he'd be like, right, okay, make you focus on it. And that's really, in my head, how I kind of started playing guitar, was really sort of like showing something that I was good at, and then him giving me a sort of avenue to go down to sort of pursue that. So, and not only just that, but just being like a half decent sort of mentor as well, not just being like a teacher who's just sort of like just being a dick, man, you know what I mean? But he was just like, he was sound, and just be like, just sort of pave your way rather than just sort of like having a sort of power trip.
Yeah.
I had like 4 years of music without having Mr. Livingston. I always had Miss Jarvie or Mr. Ferguson. And I think it was in the summer between 4th and 5th year.
It's a trolley story.
This is the trolley story. The summer between 4th and 5th year. And I think obviously I knew who he was. And I think he knew who I was, but he'd never taught me, so he didn't really know me. And I was out, summer between 4th and 5th year. I think I was out in like Dulloch Woods, having a few cheeky cans.
Brewskis.
Me and another that I won't name were just running about with a trolley that I think we took from the big Tesco by there. And he's running with his trolley and he just throws it down this hill in a housing estate. It goes down and like whacks a car and like luckily doesn't do any damage, but we're just immediately running away like, get out. And then I'm like, oh, what's the time? My mum's going to pick me up in 10 minutes. So go to the bus stop. And then this car pulls up. And Mr. Livingston, when he shouts, is going to be like quite a scary guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm not even going to try and do his voice, but he's just like, he shouts like, oh! And I'm like, oh God. And he's like, you know who I am? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, that was my car. And just like absolutely goes through me, screaming at me, just going like, could have damaged the car, blah, blah, like, all very fair points.
Considering
like,
you were pushing a trolley at it.
He drives away. Mum comes to pick me up, and she's just like, you okay? And I'm just like literally like quaking in my boots. I'm like, yeah, fine, Joy, just get us home, please. And then like first day back, 5th year, I had like checked the timetable and it was like Mr. Livingston, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And he always locked it, he never had the door unlocked, so you were always like lined up outside his class. And I just remember like he's just gonna walk past me and see me, and I was just like, I've just got to like face the music here, eh?
Hey!
And he just like, and he walks past. And he's just like, I'm like, he's just gonna hate me. He's just like, kind of saying hello to the pupils he knows, and he's just like, all right, trolley boy, and he just proceeds to tell everyone in the class that story, and then between him, I think, and his two friends like Mr. Henderson and Mr. Potter, that whole 2 years it was just trolley boy every time I walked past one of them. The only wrongdoing I remember is Gregor, because remember you had to repeat English, Gregor. Oh, sorry, I was meant to say that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
so did that. That's mad.
Greg had to
Don't know
repeat English, and and I'm pretty sure it was you or Michael like did a huge fart in the class and then just tried to blame it on one of the girls.
No,
in the
yeah, it was
classroom.
me. I just, it was one of these ones where it was like coming to the end of term, and I was like, fuck's sake. And
Been holding this
you're making me,
part
first of all,
since the
making me,
start of term.
yeah, basically. And then so then what happened was Michael, I was sitting next to Michael, and it was just a bit of a piss take the whole year. Like, it was no joke. I needed English, like that was serious. And I just remember like I need to fart so bad. Went off this absolutely. It was like one of these ones where it's just like dead silent, and it just you hope it's just gonna be, you know, a wee bit of noise, or like I knew there was like a lot of air, so it was gonna be impactful.
A lot of it.
So
At least you didn't follow through, man. That's all that matters.
I was carrying a lot of potent gas.
let this thing go, right?
Gasseous clay over here. The other thing that I love about when you look back at school is that at no other time in your life, like, you wouldn't meet a friend now who you'll just call, like, I don't know, I can't think of an example, but like, you don't give nicknames now like you used to at school. Everybody had a
I've just thought of extras, Ratty and the Nonce.
Long Dog Silver.
Sorry.
okay. From Afterlife is maybe a different exception.
It's Afterlife, sorry.
But we so I put out on our Instagram to ask anybody if anybody had any good nicknames from school that they'd like to share. So my two favourite ones was Samantha got in touch to say that her nickname was Toothpaste. Would anybody like to guess why?
Nah, I don't want to guess why.
Very white teeth.
She had a big blue streak down the middle of her hair.
Aquafresh.
Which I thought was tremendous. And somebody called Michael got in touch. His friend's nickname was Man Bat. Would anybody like to guess why they called him Man Bat?
Man Bat. Something to do with Batman, surely. No?
Oh, no
It is.
idea.
You're getting close. It's because his name
Cape?
his name was Wayne Bruce. Oh,
What a name.
absolutely
What a name.
unreal.
Amazing. But it was in me and Gregor's year. I'm not going to name him, but we had a guy in a year, and he insisted that, like, in my head, that nicknames are earned, right? So it's like either you have a second name, you get called your second name, or like I'm Hamish, so somebody get called Hammy or whatever, Stoby, whatever. But this individual in our year, I don't know if you can remember him, who insisted to be called Dragon.
You must call
Do
me
you,
Dragon.
do you remember? Do you remember?
Mate, I've got that on the tip of my tongue, I can remember.
And he was like, I remember he was in my biology class. I was in biology, and I was like, I got sat in, kind of when you go like you join a class for the first time, and sometimes the teacher has like some sort of like sitting arrangement or seating plan or some shit. And I got sat next to this dude, and I know what his real name was. He was like, hey man, I'm like, alright, he goes, I get called Dragon. Just like, it's like a Step Brothers bit. It's like, you must call me Nighthawk. It's like,
I'm sorry, Robbie, I've got to give you a formal warning.
Could someone turn my bass up?
Surely not.
I just feel like my bass needs to be louder.
Bombay.
Turn up my bass.
Surely, boys and squad.
See that knob on the bass amp? Turn that up.
Surely not talking about that.
Bass.
Surely, Bassy.
Stoner, Stoby. I don't know. reference my name to a drug? Surely no.
Welcome to Surely or Surely Not, the game with the most explaining to the backstory of it that's ever existed. Where do you start with that jingle, Gregor?
It's all on Gregor, really, man. It's all on Gregor. He's the front man in this.
So for some reason,
I can't explain it.
I think I can explain it.
Go for it.
Because it was from when you lived together, so I think you have a good grasp.
When me and Gregor were living together in Edinburgh, Gregor was working at Bread Meets Bread burger restaurant in Edinburgh, and I think it must have just been something that like him and like all the co-workers say. And to be fair, I noticed like when you work with like a bunch of people, you all end up saying like similar phrases. But one thing that he like brought back to the flat that me and Will, the other flatmate, noticed was he was just always going, "Surely not," when you said something that was like a bit like, "Oh, like you won't believe this," and then you say it and you go, "Oh, surely not, Cal. Can't believe that." And so that's just spanned like I think like at least 3 years of comedy.
That was like a little baby
just,
seed
like,
that's just grown.
It's just like growing and growing, and any time Stovey says something, it's just like Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Bassey.
The list goes on, doesn't it?
The very first line of that jingle was, "I'm sorry, Robbie, I've got to give you a formal warning," which was when I was about to say worked underneath you. I didn't work underneath you. We worked alongside each other, but you happened to be assistant to the manager.
The regional manager.
I needed a weekend off. I had something on in London, and you were like, I can't give you, I don't have the people. I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to quit
something
then,
on in London.
because I need to go. And it was a big thing, and you're like, right, Robbie, I'm going to give you the time off, but only because I've chosen to, and I'm going to have to give you a formal warning. And I was like, oh yeah, that's funny. Greg is going to give me a formal warning. And you fucking did.
First of all, it was a written warning. A formal warning would suggest that it was your first. It was definitely your second. And then I sacked you.
You did not sack me.
I've got the evidence.
I quit to go on holiday.
This segment was one to replace the dot or not for this week. And this week only. It might return, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to endure that jingle again, to be honest. Because then I've had to fucking mix it as well.
I'm very sorry, man.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. So, the idea of this is I'm going to give you 8 statements. Some of them are true. So they're all basically like facts. Some are true, some are not true. And you've got to guess whether they are or they aren't. Very simple concept. Okay, question number 3. The speed of a computer mouse is measured in Mickeys.
Is it fuck, man? Surely not.
Surely not. Right, surely not.
Reese.
Surely not. Oh,
Cal.
Surely.
It was fucking flying, man.
Hamish.
Surely not, mate. Surely not.
The answer
it
is...
as well.
Surely.
Bastard.
And yet it was too fake not to be real.
Question number 5. Al Capone's brother Ralph originally invented the best before date for milk. Everyone got an answer?
So surely not
Yes.
from Hamish.
Surely
Reese.
not for me.
Surely not.
Surely not. Robbie.
Surely not, because I think his brother ended up as a police officer who was arresting gangsters and didn't know that his brother was Al Capone. But that might be a different story.
Surely if you did the best before date on milk, you'd date on fucking everything else, though.
Callum.
Surely not.
Hamish.
Surely not, mate.
Surely not. The answer is...
Surely.
You bastard.
I picked the
I'm
good
getting
ones.
frustrated.
Can we hear the Shirley Bassey just for Bassey's sake?
Well, do you want to query my question then?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one.
Shirley Bassey?
Oh, tremendous.
Do you know in
Okay.
like a real quiz show, when you say the answer true or surely not, you'd probably have a little bit of a backstory for us. Can you give us a little insight into the best before milk dates?
No.
Surely not.
Question 7. Surely or surely not. Michael B. Jordan's father is named after. Start again. Michael B. Jordan's father is named Michael A. Jordan.
Michael Jordan, he's a bad man. I'm gonna say surely not.
What?
That's the same motherfucker that shot. Is it like no? Am I the same basketball player? No.
Creed.
You're thinking of O.J. Simpson.
That's what I meant.
So
My bad.
His
Nothing
father
to
was
do.
P.J. Simpson.
I was thinking of the guy that shot fucking shit.
It wasn't the actor, and it wasn't the sportsman that he's named after. It was
I've
just a
literally
different sports
done a
person.
Shawshank Star Wars. So I'm really sorry.
Don't bring that up and get him flashbacks, man.
here, have we
Morgan
played the
Freeman
jingle
with a
for this
lightsaber.
yet?
sorry.
Okay. Reese.
Shirley.
Robbie.
Shirley.
Cal.
Surely.
Hamish.
Shirley Bassey.
Answer is.
Shirley.
Well, there you go.
Excuse me, mate. Excuse me, eh? Excuse me.
Can I have a Mexican chicken roll and a steak Friday, please?
I've got a question.
Oh, hello to fan questions, which we don't have any of. You pressed the wrong jingle.
Right.
It's okay. I can ask a question if you'd like.
Go.
What is everybody's favourite album that they've listened to in the past week?
Oh,
Or artist or album or song. Favourite music.
someone else go first. I need to remember.
I can go first.
Yes.
Let me get my dates right. Back about 4 years ago, going on 5 years ago, I got into a band called The Generationals, who brought an album out called Heza, and it's gonna. I don't know how to explain. You guys will know that song that like Reese especially. Mind I put that tune on, Put a Light On. It's got that mad percussion shit.
Total ambient.
Yeah, really, really good band. And there's a song called Durga 2 and Put a Light On, and there's a couple more other ones. And it's like the time that time of my life or whatever, it was like I got right into it. Really enjoyed it, and it comes up on my shuffle now and then, and it's absolutely brilliant. I keep on forgetting actually how good it is.
I'll go for Reese next because I think mine is one that you recommended to me in the last week. So I'll need to pick it. I'll need to pick another one if this is not the case.
Well, I'm actually going to one that Callum recommended the other day. So there's a wee triangle forming here. What's going on? No, there's a band called Arlie. I'd never heard of them.
That was
I
it.
think their last.
That's
I
what
think
I was
their-
going for.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
How do you spell that? How do you spell that? Arlie.
ARLIE.
Talking about Callum being an indie kid, man. He's just picking them out. We were working for a new song, and Callum used one of their songs as a reference. And I don't think they've released anything in like 2 years. I might be wrong. Is that right?
I think
No,
that, right.
That EP is like. I mean, I don't know how you've come across that. I don't know.
Bellissimo.
Very nice.
That
Enjoying that very much.
Arlie or that kind of album or EP weight is kind of part of a selection of songs, Kyle, that the last time you were in Nashville when it was just you and I, and when we drive about, obviously didn't have any data, so it was just songs that you had like a playlist saved on your phone, and it was one of the like 20 that you could play in the car that was just always on repeat.
Still bangs though.
Definitely.
She still
bangs.
hits.
Gregor, anything catching your fancy?
The Arlo Parks album is
I mean,
pretty...
You've just gone from what we've said and changed
He
it.
just typed in Arlie and he's went on his Spotify. Fuck.
On the ice tonight, boys. Yeah, the new album is really good.
Yeah, she's very good to be
It's
fair.
a slow burner to start with, and then the big tunes are at the end. That's all I'll say.
Cal?
I've been listening
That's
to the
awesome.
same like album for like 2 months. I actually don't even know the name. It's just that Spotify for you. But it's by the Paper Kites. I think it's called like On the Corner Where You Live on 57th Street or something.
The Aussie band, didn't
The
they?
Aussie band, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like really folk, but then this is like almost a bit like 80s and stuff. But it's cool.
Nice.
Very, very good.
What have we been watching?
Oh, that's so nice.
It is.
What have we been watching then, boys? I'll tell you something that. Oh,
no.
I was just going to say something that I've been watching during this is Dunfermline are beating Wraith Rovers 3-1.
Are you saying
You
we've
love
not
to
had
see
your
it.
full attention throughout this
And
whole
I just had the scores popping up, and I put money on Dunfermline to win 3-1, and
Risky.
Ewan Murray to score a goal, and it is 3-1, and Fraser Murray scored, so I don't win any money.
What a jambos.
It's the wrong Murray.
You idiot. Cal, what have you been watching?
Lupin.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Have you guys watched it? It is so good. It's French. Just get the subtitles on. And the guy, he looks like a young Idris Elba. Incredibly handsome. That's nothing to do with it anyway. And I don't even want to, it's just like, it is almost a bit like Luther, but he's just this like kind of suave criminal, and he's just trying to figure out something with his family's past. But honestly, like, it is so good. Do you know, like, there's a lot of tat on Netflix, and there's a lot of crap series that you watch. This is like one you'll be like, I need to watch the next episode.
Gregor, I watched the trailer for Bridgerton after you recommended it last week.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's for me.
Yeah, it's a slow one, but then it's like anything. It's like you get a whiff of the gossip, and then you're like, ooh.
Who
I
was
need
it?
to-
Sorry,
Sean Dyche.
was it Sean Dyche?
Sean Dyche said it was good, so it must be good.
Yeah. Nah, it is.
Yeah, he was like,
Wow.
oh, yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah, it's just getting right into it. Got a couple left.
What are these journalists asking at press conferences? For anyone who doesn't know, Sean Dyche is the big, hard, bald Burnley football manager. Doesn't sound like him, but hey-oh. But have you been watching anything this week, Stobie?
We actually started something last night. It's called It's a Sin.
Oh, I've heard about that.
That
was
meant to
that
be
was
good.
my one. Yes.
Yeah, on the 4OD. It's basically it's got years and years in it. I don't know his name.
Ollie
Ollie.
Alexander.
Oh, Alexander. Yeah, he's in it, and it's basically just about the AIDS crisis in the 80s. And yeah, it's again one of these ones you watch the pilot and you're hooked. It was very, very good.
I think that's the first time I've heard somebody refer to it as a pilot, even though it is a pilot.
Pilot.
The
The
first
pilot.
episode.
Yeah, it's like the first episode, isn't it? The pilot.
Yeah,
This is your
pilot.
captain speaking.
Yeah, it's first episode. I watched the Elton John documentary again. The
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man. I watched that again.
I mean,
That's a
don't-
great film.
I
I
think
fell asleep, though.
documentaries are push, Hamish.
I did drink a bit and missed a little bit, but then I'm still going. Then you boys would have seen it on Netflix, and it was called Superstore. Again, like it's like in the top 10 on Netflix called Superstore. It's a new series. It's got the girl from Ugly Betty. She's the main character.
Oh yeah.
Seen that? What are you laughing at?
What's it called?
I'm still just laughing at. Have you seen the Elton John documentary?
You know what I mean, man. I don't know what do you call that? What do you call that?
A film?
Biopic.
Nah, it's
a
Biopic.
Biopic.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a name for it.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the most
Anyway,
recent
I
David
watched the
Attenborough,
Elton John
Jurassic
documentary.
Park?
Surely there is. Another lie. But yeah, so that's all I've watched.
Yes, thank you for another fun DOTcast, boys.
Indeed.
Yes.
We're still in lockdown for the next few weeks, so we'll definitely be back again next week. Yeah, we'll see you then. We'll have more. We'll maybe have a dot or not next week. Oh, we'll maybe have a special guest next time.
Oh.
Oh.
That's what we're talking about. That's for yeah.
We need
That's
to
something
get
to look forward to.
the certain guest quite drunk and then get them to buy a microphone and then we'll be set.
Yeah, he can
That's
wake
the next
up.
mission.
He can wake up on Sunday morning with a sore head and a new mic on the way from Amazon.
Well, he did get about 100 cans from Brewdog this afternoon, so
let's not give it away.
let's get him that microphone, and we'll go from
Definitely.
there.
Right, boys. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. It was good to speak to you, and we'll see you for DOTcast number 5.
Cheerio.
Right,
Bye.
Yes.